Hello everyone. The sad thing about being a Jehovah Witness, they put in your brain the only way you can get salvation, you have to keep knocking on doors. More doors you knock, more it looks good on your time card, more it looks good for your congregation, more it looks good at the end of the year when they put it in next year's yearbook. There's nothing wrong trying to get people to go on the right path of living and to learn the Bible. But what sacrifices does the Watchtower push into all kingdom halls, all elders, for every member, even young ones? I'm going to play an audio and let it speak for itself for right now.
With our young people today and their goals, oftentimes when they finish their secular education, many of them can speak 2 languages. They're athletically inclined, artistically talented, and technically gifted. And their counselors and their teachers tell them you have the world at your feet. You're different and you can make a way in this world. And what do? What do? You look at them and you say, well, with all that potential, aptitude, and skill, I'm going to pioneer. And they say, what? You going out west? Is there frontier anymore? Pioneer, what's that, right? I'm going to preach to people. I'm going to go to Bethel and work for what? For free. For free? I'm going to be a missionary. Well, what are you going to do with your life? What about your pension? What about your life? Faith is not a possession of all people. Kind of reminds me of growing up. I have a cousin. He's not in the truth. And I'd see him over the years. He went to school. He grew up and he became a lawyer. I went to school and grew up and I became a pioneer. And whenever we have like family gatherings, funerals, weddings, whatever, we see each other. And sometimes a little annoying because whenever I see him, he comes and he say, Mike, so you pioneering, we get an assignment. He says to me, you get paid for that? And I said, no, Benji, I don't get paid for that. That's his name. You won't meet him. And then I see him another time and we be at another gathering. We get another assignment. He said, Mike, you get paid yet? I said, no, I don't get paid for that. And then I became a circuit overseer. And he says, now, I know you get paid for that. He just couldn't understand with all the potential that he thought it went on. Why would you do that? Why would you waste your life? He just couldn't understand. I guess since, too, he probably just knew I was smarter than him, too. That was a family thing. But anyway, but he just couldn't get the sense of it because faith is not a possession of all people. Kind of reminds me of a couple that we knew years ago. They're still in the full-time ministry, and they were a young couple who were artistically talented and technically gifted, and by their mid-20s, they had a 6-digit income. 6 digits. Back in the 80s, that was a lot now, it was plenty back then, and then they finally got it. And they wanted to pioneer together. And I remember when she left her job and the people at work thought she had just lost her mind. You have so much potential and promise, you don't understand. Then I remember when they sold their beautiful home in the community and the neighbors thought they lost it. They just, what's the matter with you? Then I remember when he left his job so the two of them could work part-time and pioneer together. And to be honest with you, some of the friends even thought they lost it too. Faith is not a possession of all people. And I know sometimes we look at the faith of our brothers and sisters exercised in their own lives, whether in our community or in other lands. It makes us think about our own sometimes. But let it be our determination to give proof of our faith through our determination to praise God and to serve Him and to look for ways to sacrifice for Him.
Sacrifice to who? To God or the Watchtower? To God or to Jehovah? There's a difference doing God's will and Jehovah's will. Because of all my research I have done and found the name Jehovah never was God's name, and it never will be. So all these people giving up good jobs, giving up their homes to a false god. And if y'all saw my last video I made, an elder mentioned about 1975 how if it was the end of the world at that time, he asked how many people in here would have been there at that time of 1975. Of course, a bunch of them probably wasn't newcomers, and they probably some of them wasn't even born in 1975. So what kind of scam this brother was doing to the Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, I got that recorded, and I hope y'all watch that video because it's very interesting how he tried to cover up the lie for the Watchtower, and I can show the proof from the Watchtower's own literature. So people, before you give up your life and the things you work for and donate it to the Watchtower, or everything you have, just to go into the field service, pioneer, missionary work, you need to check this religion out thoroughly. Because if you don't, everything you work for is gone. What you're going to gain is nothing. Because this is a false religion. This is a cult. If you study cults thoroughly, how they act, how they shun people, how they keep people inside their religion, you'll find out Jehovah's Witnesses is right there in their laps. So please, don't be like this guy, give up a career, a home, just to go around teaching lies what the Watchtower has taught him over the years. He has ruined his life, and he could have sat back, had a family with his wife, but instead they was going to wait till after Armageddon, probably. But truthfully, anybody involved in false religion and don't get out will fall with the false religion. Thank you, and please do your research. Don't stop doing research. If someone tells you they can do your research, it's their job to do research, not yours. All you're doing is letting them put a gun to your head, telling you how to think, how not to think, and they're the ones going to pull the trigger. Because if you don't wake up, their gun is going to kill you. And when Christ comes, that religion and Jehovah's Witnesses will be total destroyed, and there will be nothing left of them, and they will not inherit God's kingdom. They will not inherit the earth or heaven, because they're worshiping Satan the devil. I've done too much research to prove this. I was a Jehovah's Witness. I did my homework. I didn't listen to the elders. I didn't listen to the government body not to do research on my religion. That is why it's critical. You cannot let other people to tell you what to do. It's your brain, your will, and it's your knowledge to find out if you want to succeed, to find the real truth about your religion. Thank you, and have a nice day.